Hi, it's Terry. I have been maintaining 180-pound weight loss with low-carb, low-calorie, meat-focused eating since August of 2022.
I swear I've had 3 different shirts on today. Had a sweatshirt when I went to Walmart because I was cold. And then when I come home and was doing my video about my Walmart shopping haul, I had on the long sleeve t-shirt. And now I'm in the kitchen and moving around, so now I'm hot. So I got a short sleeve. Y'all, it's a good thing I haven't recorded all for one day. That's all right. Well, it's steaming, so we got some eggs we're gonna have this morning for breakfast. I got 3 of the white eggs, 2 of the the nice eggs. So 1, 2. Oh, hang on, I dropped one. Well, I'll pick up the egg, get the thing in a minute. Gidget, I think it was you that said that the whites don't spread as much on these homemade ones, or not homemade. That's all homemade, but on the home bought ones, I don't know. All right, I need to wash my hands off. Hang on. Right here, let's get some salt going. What I can say is the yolks. I don't know if the whites. I did notice that with the whites. But I did notice is that the yolks spread out. The yolks are flatter and spread out more than in the three store-bought ones versus the 3 that were from my mama's neighbor. So maybe that's what you said and I just misunderstood it. But yeah. Well, and the whites seem a little bit, but all right. So now we're gonna cover this. We're going to cover it for 2 minutes, and I'm going to go pick up those eggs that I dropped back there. All right. Hey, it's breakfast time. I got my eggs, well, pretty close to over medium. Look, I just like that gelatinous middle. I don't always want it to be that runny. Anyway, so, yeah, that's my breakfast, and gonna be a good day. I have not made salads in about 4 weeks now, so I'm excited to get them going again. It's been 3 or 4 weeks, however long it's been, but I'm excited. So this upcoming week is whenever I get back to my salads. I've also last night was the first night I quit taking the Prilosec. I took that for 14 days, and I was still up at night a lot of nights. So you kind of got to test yourself and see what you think about yourself, So I'm going to try a few nights without the Prilosec. I slept last night. Seems like burping is really important. Burping and keeping myself straight. Dude, I went to Walmart, and I carried something, and I need to back you up. Hold on. And right here, turned wrong carrying some bags. Whoo, Nelly, right there. I got it. It's a muscle pain. It doesn't have anything. I'm just getting old, y'all. Old age is a booger. It ain't fun. Anyway, so I'm excited to make my salads today. I bought a rutabaga. I bought a rutabaga, so I'm excited to get that going. But I gotta wait till Monday. Let's see, what have we got? Listen, I'm hungry, y'all. I went overboard on my shopping. That's because I was hungry. So laundry I'm working on. Went to Walmart. Salads, I got 93% ground beef. I need to do it in 8-ounce servings. I took my polish off last night. My goddaughter's coming sometime today to do her hair. I got to pack the dogs and pack me, and for going to Mom's house just for the night. So that's all. 4 cast iron skillet after I cooked last night and didn't clean it out. I'm working on it. I've already rinsed it, heated it up. I use it for my eggs. I heated it up, and added in some water. Alright, so I'm working on the on my skillet, and I'm doing something that some of y'all would just have a panic attack about. But that's what I did. I've already rinsed. I already cooked it, or cooked my stuff, and then I deglazed it with water. Well, then I put in a little bit of Dawn, and I'm heating this water up, and then I'll scrub it. I know, some of y'all are freaking out, but that's all right. You can freak out. It's good for you. We don't have to all do things the same way. So anyway, yeah. So I've got some Dawn in here, kind of heating up, and then I'm gonna give it a good scrub. But and then I'll give it a mild seasoning. So yeah, it's also good because it cleans off my daily here. So all right, well anyway, I'm working on that this morning. It's probably done, but after we hang up, I act as if we're on a phone call. After we hang up, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up. So I'll talk to you later. So okay, hang it up now. Bye. I always tell y'all what I'm gonna do. Might as well show you. I'll pull this off. I'm going to use this to put it into the oven. So I've just turned my oven on to 350. I just turned it on. I scrubbed this real good. You can see that around the edges it's kind of starting to rust a little bit because I have scrubbed off the seasoning, and that's just how it is. And I have no regrets about it. That's how I do my thing. So now, what I'm going to do, I turn the oven to 350, and I'm just going to put it in there for about 15 minutes. And then what that's going to do is it's going to get it all dry. It's going to kind of open the pores of it, so that way whenever I add the oil, it seeps in. So this is just how I'm going to do it. You can do yours a different way, but this is how I'm doing it now. So in 15 minutes, this is going in my oven at 350. 15 minutes at 350. Okay, so phase 2, it's been 15 minutes. Now I pull it out of the oven here. And I have melted some tallow. You can use, I don't know, they use all kinds of stuff, but I'm going to use some tallow. And I've also heard don't use paper towels. I've heard use a specific type of paper towel. So this is just a personal preference. I'm using good old Bounty and leaving it at that. So you want to make sure you do the inside and the outside, especially if you do like me and you use your Dawn on it, you know. So, and in the past, hang on. Okay, so, and you don't want to use a whole lot because you're not wanting it to pool. I've had mine pool in the past. But you want to run it all over all of it. And then you want to wipe it all out. Because you're really just wanting a really thin coat. So I'm just doing this. And now I've wiped it out real good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in. And I'm going to put it upside down. Oh, wait a minute. That's a little shiny. Let me make sure I got it all off here. Ow. Okay. This is what I do if I get a brand new one also. This is how I do it. Alright, so now I'm going to turn my oven. Well, I'm going to put it back in first so I don't have that. I don't want that heat blasting me in the face, which I will again though. Alright, so now I'm going to set it to 400 for 15 minutes. So 400, 15 minutes, and we're going to pull it out and wipe off any excess. And then we'll let it go again. So that is the only oil that I use. Now I'm done with the oil unless I'm going to do like a second or third coat. And we'll evaluate it at the very end. So, Ziggy, Oven timer 15 minutes.
Oven timer, 15 minutes, starting now.
There we go. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Now listen, your house is going to smell for a while because you're heating up oil, you know, to a very, very hot temperature. So I always think my house is going to blow up, but so far it has not blown up, but it always smells like it. You know, I'm a worrywart. But anyway, so now I go in and I wipe off the last little bit of moisture that's on this thing. Because again, you don't want a bunch of bubbles. I've done that before and it looks gross. It's not pretty. So you just give it a good swipe out. And we're probably, ideally I should do this twice, so I will. And then I'll try to remember to show you after it's done. But anyway, so now we put it back in the oven. I'll show you after the second coat. So now you put it back in the oven, and this is what I do. Ziggy, oven timer 1 hour.
Oven timer, 1 hour, starting now.
So I set the timer for 1 hour. It stays at 400 degrees. And after that 1 hour, I turn the oven off, and then usually takes about an hour or so for it to come back down. So I set it for an hour for now to keep it at 400 degrees for an hour. And then after that hour, I set it for 1 more hour and I turn it off. So I'll come back and show you all, because I'm not going to open it I'm not going to say, oh yeah, it's been an hour, so I'm turning it off now. That's silly. So really, I'll come back and see you guys in 2 hours. So 1 hour at 400 and then 1 hour with nothing. And we'll come back and check it out. It has been an hour for after my oven was turned off when I was, I'm working on the skillet. So let's see if it's touchable. Yeah. I won't just stick my hand on and hold it there, but I don't know if you could tell, but it's less red. And red is, I usually can see red whenever it's thinning out right in there. So I'm going to do another round of the, of this. So I'm going to put it back in the oven. I'm going to start it at 350 for 15 minutes. And then I've got my tallow here. I'm going to put it in the microwave for a few seconds to get it melted. And so I'm going to do another round of this. And that is how, if I get a bare skillet that I get somewhere, or if I strip a skillet, sometimes I do 2 rounds of this, sometimes I do 3 rounds, but that is how I personally get seasoning back on my skillet. Because I don't cook every day, and I don't cook bacon, and I don't deep fry things, so those are the things that you would do if you want to keep your seasoning on your skillet. But I don't do that. I use my skillet here and there. So I just kind of have to do it the way I do it since I eat the way I eat. But anyway, so I'm going to pop this back in the oven at 350 and I'll show you it when it's after the second round. But here is how it looks now. So I want to this is it now. So I'll see you in about 3 hours whenever it's all done. To get lunch started, we're going to do something a little different. It's not going to be perfectly carnivore, but I'm not perfectly carnivore. So I've got some avocado oil in there. My cast iron skillet is actually in the oven being re-seasoned. So now I'm going to just cook 2 eggs. So I am using my tracker app today. And I plugged everything in before I got started because I wanted to have an idea of how much I could have of what thing. So that's something, if you're going to track your stuff if you're having trouble losing weight, you really should do some tracking. That's just, if you message me and you're like, Terri, I'm having trouble, I can't lose weight, I've stalled, it's been a couple weeks and I'm stalled and I don't know what to do. The very number one thing I'm going to ask if you're doing is tracking, period. Because I don't care what macros you look at, I don't care what numbers you're shooting for, I'm always going to ask if you're tracking. Because if you're getting too much fat, or you're getting too many calories, or you're getting too many carbs, you're not going to know it just by tracking in your head. And you're not going to be able to see everything. You need to see all of the numbers put together. So I will always tell you, are you tracking? And can you tell me what does your macros look like for the past few weeks? And if your answer is no, I'm going to say, well, get to tracking, because that's really the only way that you can make any changes. So that was 9.5 ounces of ground beef. My eggs are done, and as they're done is all I care about. I really would like to kind of warm this up a little bit all the way through, so then I'm not having to microwave anything. So I'm going to put the lid on it, and I'm going to let it sit for, I don't know, about 5 minutes. Like I said, I'm not trying to cook it, I just want to heat it up, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I was wrong. I'm actually going to go ahead and add these to this, so that way it can all heat up together. I'm doing 31 grams of ricotta. So if you weigh your ricotta before you take it out, it'll show negative. So this is negative 31 grams. So that's the ricotta. And then we're also going to add some Rayo's. Oh, hang on. We're going to add some of this Rayo's homemade sun-dried tomato pesto. So again, I'm going to zero it out, and we're going to add 31 grams of that. Let's just see. That's 28. We're at the end of it, so 36. So 36 grams. That's fine. So now I'm actually going to kind of mix this all up. So basically, I'm making a lasagna flavored thing. And I also want to go ahead and add my seasoning since I've added all that stuff. So let me grab my seasonings, y'all. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to add some Greek seasoning. I'm about out of this, and when I run out, I'll kick over to my other Greek seasoning. Actually, I'm just going to put that little bitty amount back into there. So there, it's all together. It was probably just a partial serving anyway. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to put in some Italian seasoning. I'm going to add a little bit of everything bagel because, yes, love that flavor. We're going to add some, this is freeze-dried garlic. So we're going to put that in there. I'm going to add some paprika because I just love that smoky paprika flavor. And this is just some some seasonal type seasoning. Now I'm going to leave it alone. No, I'm not. I want a little kick. This is some spicy Dano. So let's put a little kick in there. All right. Now. We're going to mix that all up there. I really would love some broth in there just to kind of give it a little moisture. But I might still have some, maybe my broth isn't frozen yet. Hold on. Hot diggity. I made some ground beef earlier. Here we go. Hot diggity. Good job, Terri Toodaloo. Yeah, just a little moisture in there. So we're just making kind of like a lasagna type thing. A skillet lasagna. And so now we'll let it absorb that moisture. And now we're going to, it took me about 5 minutes to get that all put together. That's all right. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cover it. And we're just going to let it sit for about 4 minutes. I'm going to turn the temperature down a little bit, not trying to cook it. But yeah, so now I'm going to make sure I have all the right macros in my tracker app. And when it's all done, we'll put it in this bowl and we will eat it. What I thought I'd tell you is that my breakfast, the 5 eggs, is 388 calories, 31 protein, 3 total carbs, and 27 fat. Now, remember, I'm not doing my yogurt and cottage cheese till Monday, so I still have today and tomorrow it's going to be kind of higher fat. My lunch is 839 calories, 78 protein, 7 total carbs, and 51 fat. So that's kind of where we're at right now in the grand scheme of things. So we're going to give this a try. Let me clean this off here. Okay, let's give this a taste and see what we think. That's hot. That's good. You know me well enough to know it needs more salt. So anyway, so that's what I know. That's the macros for the day, or for my breakfast, and then the macros for lunch. So like I said, if you are stalled and you don't know where to turn, I don't care if you're carnivore, I don't care if you're keto, I don't care if you're just clean eating, whatever you are, track. I'm not saying you have to do anything with the numbers to start with, but if you're stalled, you got to track. You're not going to know what you need to change and what things look like until you track. So that is my number one. That's my number one suggestion. Just track and see what you're doing. That's going to be my lunch, and that's really good. And if you're a carnivore, you ain't got to put that Rayo pesto and sauce in there. You can leave it off and just use seasonings only, and it'd still be good. It'd still be doggone yummy to your tummy tum tum. So, all right then. Well, I'm gonna eat this, and then I got to work on my salads. Like I said, I got my ground beef all done, but now, well, I'm still working on my skillet, and then I'll make my salads and get that all done. So, all right, bye. Okay, I don't know if you can tell or not, but this skillet looks different than what it did before I started. There's still a little red around there, so I probably could do another one, but I think it's good enough for the way I use it. And that's my skillet. And yeah, so I've cleaned it, and now I'm gonna hang it up. It's still a little on the warm side. I'm gonna hang it up here where she hangs. And that'll be that. So that's what that's how I re-season my cast iron skillets. Supper tonight's kind of random. It was the 93% ground beef and 5 eggs. But what I did was I cooked the 5 eggs. And then let's see, we added some garlic clovers. We added some Little Richard, and we added some farm dust and some salt. And then I fried up the eggs. The ground beef was already cooked. So then I added the ground beef into the skillet, and then I added the rest of Alfredo that I had. So, beefy, eggy Alfredo. Well, they make egg noodles. So why not take eggs and ground beef and have Alfredo? And so yeah, it tastes pretty good. I haven't done that before. Yeah. Good job, Terri Bear. It's been a good day, y'all. My goddaughter come over and I cut her hair, and then she's the one that talked me into playing the game that I'm playing, and I watched Tabitha's son play on his channel. And so, but the hard thing about watching somebody play is they don't stop and say, okay, now this part of the map you want to look for this, or see this gold flashing thing, you do this, and you need to change your gears for this. And so, having somebody here who plays the game, I'm able to ask them, so, well, hey, wait a minute, what'd you just do? Oh, well, I just went to this button and this, that, and the other, and we changed the outfit that I had on because this outfit does this and this outfit does that. Or, you want to use your skill points for, do you want to be an assassinating per player, or do you want to be, go in, chop them up kind of player? So, you have to choose different pathways. And so I hadn't spent any of my points yet because I didn't know about it. So anyway, so yeah, that was good. So she come over and we talked a little bit and had a good visit, and she showed me about my game, and it's 5 o'clock now. Oh yeah. So that's what I know. So that's the end of my day. I got, several videos to upload and get going and all that good stuff. So, all right, well, I'm going to let you go. And so hopefully I'll be able to sleep tonight and see how that goes. And I can go to church tomorrow. But anyway, okay, bye. Here's my macros for the day. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye-bye.